What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome to Locker Room Sports. Hope everybody's having a great day. We look forward to talking about some news around the college football world. I ain't going to be in here about 30 minutes or so. 2025 blue chip ratio stuff has come out, and I was looking at it a little bit earlier. Just want to get on here and share it with you guys and see where we're at and see where your favorite team is. And so we're going to get right down here to it. And I'm going to share this over here on this side of the channel. And first of all, I mean, who's number one on the blue chip ratio? Who would you think it would be? So let's give a little, about a 10-second history of their predictions of how they've picked it and how it's went over the past couple of years. And we can do that here just by going backwards here on them. The Ohio State Buckeyes were 90% last year to be picked to be blue chip ratio guys. And 2023, Michigan was only 54%. So, I mean, it looks like Michigan wasn't very favored. Now, this is an article wrote by Bud Elliott. You can find it. Just go to CBS Sports. It's under college football news and that type of stuff. I could put it on the page probably and let everybody take a look at it for yourself. 2022, I'll just go through a few of them. Georgia 77%, 21, Georgia 80%, 20, Bama at 83%, then 19, LSU 64, Clemson for 61, Alabama 17 were 80% chance to win it. So looks like the biggest one was in 16. Clemson had only a 52% chance to win it. Picked by blue chip ratio. Bama was 71% in 12, and Bama was 71% also in 2011. Florida State, when they beat Auburn in 2013, were only 53%. So with a little bit of luck, which is what has a lot to do, it has a lot to do with this. It has a whole lot to do with it. And some good play guessing and putting your team in the best position to make the best plays, because that's what it's really about. I mean, college football, just football, and some, I guess, just general life. If we just want to have a philosophy lesson, I guess we could, sometimes you just got to be lucky. Sometimes things just happen to go your way. And that's just kind of how it is. So those are some percentages. So if your team is in that, 60 or so percent, you may have a chance, I guess. I mean, you just seen this other teams up here, the Florida State, when they beat Auburn that year, was only 54% chance to win it. So we'll start here with some lower hanging fruit at the bottom. Florida State, that's the 54. So Florida State, Tennessee, the lower hanging 54. You got Clemson's at 55, USC 57, Michigan, Auburn at 64, Florida, Miami, all them are the same. Miami, Florida, and Auburn seems to have all the same chance of 64%. These are the right outside the top 10. Penn State 68, Oklahoma 70, Notre Dame 73. Now 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top 10 is Penn State is your number 10. Blue chip ratio for 2025, 68% chance to win it. 68% chance to win it. At 9, Penn State, 68, we're talking about them. Oklahoma at 70. Notre Dame jumps it up to 73%. They're tied up there with LSU for 7 and 8, Notre Dame, LSU, Texas. And we start getting into the top 5 up here. Oregon at 5 at 78% blue chip ratio. This is on CBS, written by Bud Elliott. Just something to look at for you guys thinking about bringing some football news. Hey, if you're not subscribed to the channel already on YouTube, it's so easy and it costs nothing. It don't hinder your phone and you don't have to sign up for anything. If you have YouTube, just hit subscribe. And even if you are subscribed or if you're not, you can just hit the thumbs up on the video anyway. I'd really appreciate it. Facebook watchers, hit the thumbs up, a little blue, and hit it a few times. So I'd really appreciate it. So Oregon at 78. Now we're going to get into the 80%ers. Okay, so before we get to the top 4, I'm going to say again, I would think from starting right here about 68% got a good shot. So Penn State, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, 68 to 73%, LSU. those guys seem like they can have a good shot at it. Now, to finish it out, Texas 78, Oregon 78, Texas A&M. Really, Coach Elko is just he's pretty new out there. He's had a really good recruiting class. They were not terrible last year. They won some games that they were supposed to win. So there you go. Jumping up 2% to 84 is the Georgia Bulldogs, which they got beat by the team that played for it. They did put up a fairly good fight. Georgia just has had trouble running the ball like a lot of other SEC teams. It's really had a lot of trouble running the ball. I think it's going to be a little different this year. You do have a different style of quarterback with Stockton, so I'm not sure what keeps them at that 84. They could probably be I would thought they'd been probably like an 85%. So the last one's here. Sorry about that. We got a little scared chicken. He's running around here, blobbing with his head cut off. And I invited him to come on the podcast, back up. You talk it like you walk it. Send him a link, ask him to come on. He's scared. So don't say I hadn't asked. I sent you the link. It's right there. All you got to do is click it. Come on here and give us your side of the story. Talk about your team and talk them up. So Georgia, 84%. That's not too terrible. I think that's not real bad. Ohio State at 89%. Alabama, number 1 at 89%. Are you surprised by that? So let's talk about that. Ohio State would probably be, they should be pretty good. They did win it. All right. Done with that. He won't come on. He just wants to yak. He just wants to talk trash. So Ohio State, 89%. They should have a pretty good shot at. They should have a good shot at it. Now they are losing some guys. They lost their backfield, and their receivers are going to be top notch. And actually, we're going to do them Sunday. So today's our last kind of weekday we come on here and do. Usually I do Tuesday and Thursday. This week I did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday because of the media day. And I know media day was day. Mississippi State and other teams had their spots, but I'm sorry. Is any? The only reason I do Auburn, they're just not interested. Nobody wants to. They want 5 games, but they're part of this coverage. They're in the state, so I'm going to cover Auburn. But Mississippi State, who really wants to? I'm sorry, man. Coach Levy, great guy. I think he's going to do good out there. At some point, he's got to recruit. And I think Auburn did pass Mississippi State today. They got a tight end, a 300th nation ranked tight end. So congrats to Auburn. You're doing better. We got to do better as a conference. So with those guys coming back there in Ohio State, they should be as have a good shot as any. Now, what is surprising, Alabama being 89%, blue chip, that's a high percentage, man. I could understand Ohio State. Yeah, they just won it. Bama was usually always favored after they won it. And I don't like putting the team number 1 next season. Why? Some of those teams gone. Bama brings back a lot of players. There must be a lot of confidence in their idea of where Grubb is and what he's doing. and what he's going to bring to the table. Obviously, that's what they got. So that's kind of what it seems like it's going to be. And like I said, we got a lot of unproven quarterbacks. I did a show on them, a couple of days ago, talking about the QB room and around the SEC, from Arch and Ty Simpson and Gunnar Stockton and Sellers and DJ. But 80, I don't know, man. 89% for Alabama. How do y'all feel about that? 89 chance, a shot to win it. 89%. Defensively, I mean, they're going to be solid. I mean, they're going to be a solid. I think they're. I don't know why Greg's from Texas. I know he played at Bama, but I just don't see how he put Texas defense above Bama. I just don't understand. It's my opinion. It's just like his opinion is more. It's a better educated opinion because he actually played college football. He knows stuff that I don't know because he gets to interview the coaches and he gets access to things that I don't have access to. Like if he asked me about some team around here, I would know more about it than he would because he don't know. So let's start in here at some of the bottom goers, and we'll just look at some of the. Let's see. So USC was at 57%. Just look at them real quick and see what they got loaded up over here. Offensively, rushing 145.3, their average stuff. So let's get their percentages. They were 82nd in rushing. They were 10th in passing, overall 23rd. Defensively, they're 52nd. USC's passing offense, 97th. That's crazy for Riley to be, and 77th overall in defense. You got to be better. You just got to be better on defense. You got to have a better defensive team. We'll roll up here on some of the other ones. Look ahead here. Auburn, okay, 64% for the Tigers. Coach Freeze trying to get back on the recruiting trail today. They did pick up a tight end. I said Wilson Boy. He was a top. He's the 300th ranked tight end. So they picked him up today, and that jumped him out of the bottom of the SEC recruiting. Okay, they're doing something. I strived on the video yesterday about I'm sick of these bottom dwellers. We're a conference. We got to get together. We got to be better. Texas statistically 28th overall in offense and 32nd overall in defense. Their worst ranking would be 62nd in rushing offense. It just wasn't real good. Okay, I mean it just wasn't. They were 28th in passing offense. Defensively, against the run, they were 27th, and then against the pass, they were 52nd. And Greg's got them just striding way ahead. And that linebacker, he's good, man. They got some good guys coming back, but I don't know. Oklahoma, there's another SEC team. 70% for the Sooners. Hey, look, Coach Venables, he better get off the ground. Good Lord of mercy. Passing offense for Oklahoma last year, 119th. 114th overall offense. That's not good. That's Jackson Arnold. That was his team mostly until they pulled him and put the Hawkins guy in. And defensively, they were 19th overall. Okay, we're talking about Oklahoma. He's a defensive guy. They were 24th in rushing, and then they were 43rd against the pass. Talking about Oklahoma. Hot seat coach. What do y'all think? See you hot seat guy, him and Freeze and poor old Pittman, man. Everybody likes him so much. It's hard to even talk about him getting canned, darn it. The Sark's bunch out here, the Texas Longhorns, 21st overall in offense, but they were third last year in defense, and that's what Greg was talking about. And they do have that linebacker back that he's really good, and that safety that's really good too. So I know for sure 3 guys, and we just did them the other day. We're not knocking and saying they're not going to be good, but the best. Well, look, everybody's undefeated right now, so we're all guessing anyway. And they did, play for the conference, but Georgia beat them twice. And defensively, Georgia couldn't score on them till later on in the game, and they did come back and make it interesting. But third for defense last year for the Longhorns. So That's where it gives them the kick of being that 70% chance blue chip ratio. You can look this up. Just go type in CBS Sports, type in blue chip ratio 2025. You can look at it right here with me live, and we can talk about Texas. We've talked about A&M. So that's, that's kind of where we're at right now. Ohio State and Alabama at 89% for blue chip ratio. So it looks like now to finish this evening out here. Appreciate you guys and gals for stopping by and hanging out. I'm sure Jeff's out here somewhere tooling around. Oregon playoff rankings: 1, Georgia up 3 spots to 2, Texas 3, Penn State, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Tennessee. And, this is as of January from this year. This is where we were at. So that's kind of how it was kind of laid out. Oregon was supposed to have been really better. Bama was at 11, and then they got Ole Miss over here at 11 on the other side. Then they got Arizona State at 12. Then they had SMU at 12 over here. So, if you want to bring up that whole debauchery last year, if they were going to put the top 12, they didn't. And that was the whole argument. And I don't remember many sports media people. I asked about it like that day. I think we come on, within the next few days after that or so. And I'm like, well, Alabama's 11. Why? So I'm thinking, well, they're going to get in. They were 11. But they didn't. So I'm like, wow, what are we doing? Why is SMU, shoot up there? And Clemson, where was Clemson at? They were 16. And they had them 14 over here on the AP side, but the playoff rankings, I didn't get it. Playoff rankings had Bama 11, Arizona State had SMU 10, and who was it kicking out? It kicked Clemson out to 16. So playoff rankings said we should have had the top 4: Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Penn State. And then the last, the ones without the bye that were going to play would have been Notre Dame, Ohio. So 5 would have played 12. So Notre Dame should have played Arizona State. This is just going by how it's going to look. How's it going to look this year, Matt? A lot of people's got this question. This is a question by a lot of people. Matt, if last year's class rankings was plugged into this year, what would we have seen? Well, let me tell you, Notre Dame would have played Arizona State. Ohio State at 6 would have played Alabama from 11. 7 would have played 10 and been Tennessee and SMU. And then 8 would have played 9. It'd been Indiana and Boise State. All those are good matchups. Why did they go over here and it's automatic qualifying and, Clemson won but we know what their record was last year. That, I think it was kind of, I understood why Bama, Ole Miss, South Carolina fans were bothered, because we saw one thing, and if you're a conference person like me, I want all our teams that we can getting in. I'd have loved seeing Ole Miss, South Carolina should have plugged in for Arizona State and SMU. So if we'll put South Carolina, because Ole Miss had a good football team. Let's put South Carolina. Okay, we're just doing an imaginary playtime here. We'll spend about 5 minutes this and get off. This is talking about last year's playoff rankings. Alabama was 11, Arizona State 12. So what if South Carolina was 12, man? What if they were 15? What if they'd have plugged South Carolina at 12? Well, they'd have played number 5, Notre Dame. South Carolina and Notre Dame last year. Wow, would have loved to have seen Sellers play against that Notre Dame defense. We got robbed of that. Now let's put Ole Miss at let's put them at 11. And we'll put Bama at 10. So we'll put Ole Miss at 11. We're just talking here factually. So if Ole Miss is at 11, they would have played Ole Miss and Ohio State. Please, somebody type in the. I mean, somebody tell me that's terrible matchup. Matt, I don't think. I'm just telling you. Do I think Ohio State would have won? Probably, but man, I would have liked St. Jackson Dart because he come out to be the best QB probably that class. I mean, I think. I mean, Cam's great. I mean, he went high, but I like Jackson. He's a dude, man. He's stuck in there. He's stuck with his team. He seems very coachable, and Cam seems like a nice young man too. And they're both going to make a lot of money. And all this is all hearsay and irrelevant. But what about that? Ole Miss would have played if we'd have got South Carolina and Ole Miss in last year and ranked them and had Bama at 10. Bama would have played Tennessee again. It'd been a rematch. The higher ranked team would be the home. So Bama would have to go back to Tennessee. I'd been good with that. That'd been a good game. Alabama and Tennessee. I mean, that's a great old traditional third Saturday rivalry. Tennessee tore the goalpost down this past year and throwed it in the creek. They ain't got to do that. And Matt, why are they acting crazy? They're so excited. They're supposed to be excited. You just beat Alabama. It's a big rivalry between them because Coach Neyland and Coach Barrett did not like each other. Trust me, I've read the book. That'd been a great matchup. 11 and so we'd have got 12-5, which would have been South Carolina, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Ole Miss, SMU would not have been there. We had Bama at 10. See SMU and Indiana. You see how that wound up shaking out? I don't know what we're doing. And that was what the big head scratcher was, like Clemson's 16 over here in the playoff. They're under South Carolina and Ole Miss. Why are they jumping way up there? I mean, you're going to do Arizona State? Really? Come on, man. I mean, they had a good team. Finished AP poll 7. Let's see here. Ranking wise, their offense and defense, they were top 30 in both offense and defense overall. I don't know. So that's some blue chip ratio stuff, and that's just kind of a breakdown of kind of how the odds are winning of your favorite team. So where's your favorite team at? We got those 64% teams hanging around, the Penn State, Florida's, and Auburn's, I think Auburn, if Freeze can get the right plays at the right times, I got them winning the Iron Bowl as their 8th win. I think I'm the only non-Auburn podcast that's got Auburn winning 8 games. I really do. I don't know, man. Maybe some of the guys that own 3. So blue chip ratios, that's kind of where it's at. Wanted to share that with you guys tonight. I've been coming on. I like to do Tuesday, Thursday for news, and then Sunday we do our big show. We'll come on for about 2 hours. And we're going to talk about the Ducks. We're going to talk about Ohio State. These are 2 prominent teams. You love college football. It's fixing to be here soon, and you need to know about these other teams. I know, man, I don't want to watch about them. I just want to watch about mine. I just want to watch about Bama, or I just want to see about Auburn. If you think your team's going to be in the playoffs, you probably ought to tune in Sunday and find out about the teams that they're going to run into. Oregon, Ohio State's going to be in there, okay? Oregon, what if they want to – they may mess around and, what if they win the Big Ten? Or, I mean, where's Michigan at, And that 9 conference game stuff, I got a whole big spiel coming out about that. If you want to see that one, it's about a 10 or 12-minute video, and I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this one. Tune in, come back here. You'll get a notification. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, and you just get a notification. Hey, video just come up, because tomorrow evening, about 5 o'clock or so, got a big video coming out. Is a 9-conference game schedule really good for the SEC? I have laid out three or four ways it is, 3 or 4 ways that it has not. You can read it in the description there. Hit the comments. Give me your opinions on it, and I'm going to lay it out. And I'm going to get on some people, man. I'm going to get on some of these low-hanging teams. These guys ranking and farting around down the bottom 4 or 5. This conference has got to be better. We've lost it 2 years in a row. So if we're going to add another conference game to our schedule, SEC, if we're going to have Tennessee and Auburn start hooking up during the year, I need both those teams ranked. What good is it going to do? You might as well just play Northwestern. That's what Ohio State. Well, we play the 9-game conference. We play all our 9, but the other 9s you play in is like, not ranked. I just said Northwestern. They're ranked like 70th. So, adding another game like Tennessee, Oklahoma, they need to be ranked, both of them. We need strength of schedule to get our conference back. So when we sit down at the end of the year and we can lay down those top 12, and it's going to be 16 next year probably. Now, the way Sankey said the other day, there maybe another year. So come back tomorrow, subscribe to the channel. It'll be on here tomorrow evening. It's just not a long video, 15 minutes or so. And we're going to talk about it. So y'all better get your minds right before you click play, because I'm not being nice. This conference has got to get back together. We got it. The low-hanging guys, y'all got to get it together because we got to represent the conference. We got to get the championship. And it takes all of us to do it. It's going to take all 16. The 2 new additions, Oklahoma, Texas. Texas is pulling their weight. Oklahoma's trying. You've seen their rankings a while ago. Their chances to win it, so they're trying. We got to get better. So come tomorrow night, subscribe to the channel. Be about 5 o'clock or so. We got a little video come out. I'm going to go through all that. Okay? All right. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great evening. And we'll see y'all Sunday, 6 o'clock Central Time. All right. Peace.